Racing as we know it has been rewritten as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. From fan lockouts to separating jockeys and biosecurity protocols, we are in, needless to say, very different times. So how has the sport of kings been able to continue successfully while the rest of the sporting world has shut down? Tim caught up with Chairman of Stewards, Marc van Gestel from Racing New South Wales a little earlier.
So Marc, equine influenza, that gave the industry an opportunity to look at this space. I know that equine influenza hit the horses, this is hitting the humans, but it would have helped with some protocol.
Look, one of the big learnings from 2007, Tim, was certainly the biosecurity measures that we put in place. So, on race day here today, we're doing temperature checks, we're looking at the symptoms of the COVID-19 virus, and in some ways, the disinfectant, the hygiene that we're encouraging all our participants to engage in is really something that we need to reinforce with the industry, and they're probably the biggest learnings that we've had from EI coming into 2020 with COVID-19.
I suppose it's vitally important for every line of the industry, not only the body of Racing New South Wales, but the trainers and every other organisation to be following the rules.
Certainly does, and it starts with track work at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when stable staff are arriving at stables. Our professional trainers in the metropolitan area, they're taking temperatures of all their staff when they arrive. They're encouraging symptoms to be reported. There's signage around the stables, and that's really where it starts. Track work in the morning, not having participants coming to work when those symptoms that COVID-19 displays. From there, going to barrier trials, race days, we have all our protocols in place in terms of participants not engaging with each other, keeping jockeys, trainers and other participants apart, and making sure that everybody's doing the right thing to ensure that we can avoid anybody within this industry being exposed to COVID-19.
You've got to be military-like, don't you? There's no cutting corners in something like this.
No, and I think Rosehill last Saturday was a good example, Tim, of the military precision that the race meeting was conducted with, that trainers were social distancing from the jockeys. We had 8 jockeys' rooms in function on Saturday, keeping all our riders separated. Riders that have been riding in different areas were put into different rooms, taking temperatures when they're arriving on course, not only of our jockeys but also of our stable hands trainers when they come on course. Even the media brigades were also required to have their temperature taken when they access the mounting yard. So everyone here is going through the process of ensuring that we have as little risk as possible that the industry is going to be exposed to. Everybody within this industry realises the importance of keeping it going. It's employing, just in this state, 50,000 participants. So, by having those persons engaged in a job and being able to continue to go to work, that's 50,000 less people that are going to be looking for government's welfare. So, we see it as, whilst the safety of our participants is our paramount consideration, and we certainly don't want people coming to work if they're going to be exposed or going to risk being exposed to COVID-19, we certainly say that the industry can keep going with these strict protocols that we have put in place.
It's almost the only show in town too, isn't it? So it's an opportunity to show the rest of the world how good this industry can be.
Exactly right, and by having no rugby league, no AFL, no soccer being played on weekends, the focus is certainly on racing, and we'd like to think that the protocols that we put in place are demonstrating to the everyday person in the street that is now watching racing, because, as you said, it's probably one of the only sports that is currently functioning, that we are doing things well, we are serious about biosecurity, we are serious about hygiene, and we are serious about not allowing the virus to spread within this industry.
What's the message from the New South Wales government? How's the whole interaction with the government going?
Look, Peter Valini is our Chief Executive. He's been instrumental in liaising with government, and certainly we've said to the government that we are taking all the right measures and putting these measures in place. So, look, we're hopeful of having their support, and as I said earlier, whilst we're not going to compromise the safety of our participants, there's a large number of employees that are relying upon the industry to keep going, and I think the government recognises that very aspect.
So those people that sit at home on a Saturday afternoon, they've got something to hopefully be a little bit confident about, that they can get through the autumn and hopefully the winter, then into the spring, and we'll keep the racing going.
Well, it's a sporting endeavour. People can have a flutter on a Saturday afternoon, and gives them interest in the racing industry. And look, we're hopeful that we can continue to encourage those persons to follow, and this weekend, we've got a great meeting at Randwick where we've got multiple Group 1s, and the following week, a number of Group 1s again. So it's a good opportunity for people to start to, who aren't racing enthusiasts, but to follow racing and see racing at our top echelon.